Hey tennis fans, I'm Grace Carter and this is Tennis Now presented by Tennis Express. Tennis Express, order today and it ships today. Tears of joy, years of yearning, encapsulated in a single heartwarming moment. When it comes to emotions in tennis, it's not always about the wins or the losses or even the final score. Sometimes the emotions are the victory. And with that in mind, we bring you the top 6 tennis tearjerkers of 2021. Number 1, Djokovic thanks to the New York fans. The calendar slam wasn't in the cards for Novak Djokovic in 2021, but after falling to Daniil Medvedev in the U.S. Open final, the world number 1 told the world that he had been given an even greater gift: love. Novak had forged an emotional connection with the fans in New York, and he said, more than anything, that would be the prime takeaway from his run to the final at the Open. When the outcome was close to certain, Djokovic was overcome with emotion during a changeover. He said he felt something he had never felt in New York. The crowd made him feel special, and he was caught off guard. Nole said it was something he will never forget. Number 2. The only thing better than Ash Barty winning Wimbledon this summer was Ash Barty winning Wimbledon on the 50th anniversary of Evonne Goolagong's iconic maiden triumph at SW19. Wearing a dress that was inspired by Goolagong and playing with the Aussie legend near and dear to her heart, Barty said Evonne is a very special person in her life. She paved the way for Indigenous youth to believe in their dreams and to chase them. Ash Barty says that's exactly what Evonne Goolagong did for her, and it was a special victory. Number 3, a moment between Andy Murray and Frances Tiafoe. Andy Murray has been an inspiration coming back from a career-threatening hip surgery in 2019. Now, it has been a tough road for the great Scot, but he's made big strides in 2021, rejoining the tour and pushing his way close to the top 100. Each of his 15 victories this season were very special, but none more than his 3-hour and 45-minute marathon victory over Frances Tiafoe, a win that left Frances, as well as fans, pundits, and fellow players, in awe of Murray's resilience. Tiafoe would later say his respect for Murray was through the roof. The victory was a clear sign that no matter what the obstacle, Murray's desire to finish his career on his terms is greater than any difficulties he might face. Next on our list of tearjerkers, Iga Swiatek at the Olympics. Perhaps no moment in Tokyo better demonstrated the importance of Olympic tennis than Iga Swiatek's reaction when she fell to Paula Badosa in the round of 32. Swiatek, whose father was a Summer Olympian back in 1988, wanted so badly to make the most of the opportunity and broke down in tears for a very long time after the match, a reaction no doubt to the immense pressure she put on herself to perform her best. In the end, it was another learning experience for the youngest player in the WTA's top 10, and one that will definitely make her better in the future. She says, "We are all human. Competing at the highest level every week is not easy. Tennis can be very frustrating at times, but of course, I've got nothing to complain about." Number 5, Emirata Kanu. Her inspiring victory at the U.S. Open was exactly what many tennis fans needed. After a long, hard grind of a season, tennis experienced a rebirth in New York. Raducanu and Leylah Fernandez played the first all-teenage final at a Grand Slam in 22 years, giving fans hope that the future of tennis is indeed bright, even as we watched aging stars like Serena Williams and Roger Federer near the end of their careers. Raducanu and Fernandez put on a show, and when it was over, the first British woman to win a major in 44 years had been crowned. It was an unbelievable moment for tennis, and as Raducanu collapsed in tears on the court, the world was with her, reveling in one of the most improbable victories in Grand Slam history and taking it as a sign that hope springs eternal in our sport. And the final tearjerker on our list may be the one that hit us hardest of all, the farewell tour of Carla Suarez Navarro, one of the most beloved players on tour. The Spaniard made a full recovery from Hodgkin's lymphoma to return to the court for one glorious farewell. All the matches she played were brilliant, but we enjoyed her 3-set first-round battle with Ash Barty at Wimbledon most of all. With a full and adoring crowd in center court, Suarez Navarro showed the world what type of player she is, pushing the soon-to-be champion to a 3rd set. It was a perfect way for the Wimbledon faithful to bid farewell, and there wasn't a dry eye in the place. We all appreciate the grace and the beauty of some players, the grit and grind of others, but what really gets us, what really draws us in, is the emotions. when a player shows us their vulnerability. Those are some of the best moments in our sport. Which moment stood out to you? And more interesting, did it change how you feel about a player? For me, it was Nole. When I saw him break down at the US Open, I about lost it. We all saw his humanity, and that's the good stuff. I'm Grace Carter. We'll see you next time here on Tennis Now.